don't think less of yourself. Think about yourself less. That is a message from my priest today in Mass, where the main focus was humility and lacking pride. Because pride is one of the 7 deadly sins. In my eyes, one of the worst, one of 4 of the worst. And now I'm not saying that the other 3 are good or should be less, we should worry about them less. No, I'm not saying that at all. But the other 3, lust, gluttony, and sloth, those 3 are natural. Sex is natural and it's good, but after marriage and not in an objectifying way. Eating food is good, we need that to survive, but overeating is when it goes bad. Sloth, having a little bit of a relax when things are tough, when things are getting overwhelming, that's okay. But when you're doing that too much and you're not working and you're not spending time with the Lord, that's when it gets bad, and that's when the devil can attack, and that's when you're prone to attack. But with pride, envy, wrath, and greed, those 4 aren't natural. And today, like I say, we're going to single out pride. Now, Jesus himself talks about how we must humble ourselves. Whoever humbles themselves will be exalted, and whoever exalts themselves will be humbled. If we take, using his parable, if we take a lowly seat at a wedding where you're invited to, and the host comes up to us and say, "Friend, take a better seat," we feel better. And we're looked on in favour in a way. Now, let me get the actual words up, because I don't want to. We'll be honoured in the honoured in the presence of all other guests. But if we decide to take a higher seat, and then maybe someone of higher position who's meant to sit there has been invited, and the host comes over and says, "Can you take this seat, please?" We're going to feel humiliated. So why not just take the lowly seat? Why not humble ourselves? Because then God will lift us up. I mean, in James 2, it talks, not James 2, James 4, it talks about how God opposes the proud, but he will uphold and uplift the humble. Because God doesn't want us to be proud, because in a way, pride, in essence, can lead us to worshipping ourselves, being our own gods. Because if we think so highly of ourselves, too highly, so we start to see ourselves as, we can't do no wrong. Also, is it self-righteous? Is that the word? I think. We see that we have no flaw in ourselves, and we do. It emphasizes a lot that we have flaw, and that's why Jesus had to come down and save us. That's why he had to die on that cross. So in a way, when we are prideful, we're kind of saying that Jesus didn't need to go through all that, because we're good enough anyway, which is just not true at all. In a way, we're kind of rejecting what Jesus did on the cross for us, because we think so highly of ourselves that Jesus didn't need to do that. So what's the point in even, caring that he did that? Because that didn't need to happen for me. I hope you understand where I'm getting at there. I hope I'm not accidentally just gone into a bit of like heresy or something. Please point out if I have. I don't want to be like Johnny Chang. But look, we need to take ourselves back. We need to stand back. We need to we need to think about ourselves less, but not think less of ourselves. We shouldn't start to, overly criticize ourselves and start hating ourselves. No. But we should stop thinking too highly of ourselves. Of course, think higher of yourself. If you do something good, be happy about that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying when you start worshipping yourself and you start worshipping what you do and you start showing too much pride and you're thinking about yourself all the time, it's always me, 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 and never God, 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 God. That's when it's the issue. And it's so important just to have humility. Such a great virtue to have. So I call you all today, be humble. Don't think less of yourself. Think of yourself less. God bless and have just an amazing day. Because the sun's shining. I mean, it was raining before when this video was, on the day this video was filmed. So, yeah, God bless. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.